If you're curious whether teamwork makes the dream work, it does. Always has, and always will. Join my friend Floodlight and I as we fortify our base like 12-year-olds playing StarCraft. My name is Faisal. They shall not pass. I figured it was time for a team run, and a duo run felt like a fun way to start. I'll be honest, this mission is pretty boring, since everything just gets evaporated. If you enjoy watching a coordinated team though, then this should be fun to observe. It's a defense mission, so all green stratagems except for the spear. As mentioned in my previous video, nothing holds down a position like sentries do. The spear is the answer to the only thing our sentries can't handle: impalers. Not because they can't kill him, but because they probably won't see him in time. Tip number 1. Share support weapons with teammates. So don't give them yours, but give them your second set. By coordinating stratagems with teammates, it lets you truly optimize for the run ahead. Even in this 15-minute mission, it's useful. Imagine a 40-minute one. In this mission specifically, you'll see me give Floodlight a spear when it comes off cooldown. But since he already has 4 stratagems, technically this means he now has 5. Outside the box thinking like this will always lead you to the greatest of success. Similarly, sometimes I hear people say, "Man, I wish I could bring 2 exosuits." To which I now reply, "What do you mean? You can bring 4." By simply asking your teammates to bring an exosuit stratagem for you in exchange for a blue stratagem of their choice. Let me know what crazy outside the box strats you and or your friends have thought of. Be honest, you definitely thought I was going boom there. Hey, if you didn't, I definitely did. Floodlight is going to be reloading my spear here, which will let us decimate anything heavy swiftly, which leads me to tip number 2. Communicate through voice chat. Using in-game chat or the quick command wheel is great. It will never compare to you using your voice to communicate with your team though. The reason why is relatively simple. Because your voice sounds much more different than anything you can hear in game. So it'll snap people's focus straight to your voice, whenever you queue up. So if you ever feel like people aren't listening to your pings or chat, they're probably not being mean. They're just human and aren't noticing it. Consider voice chat team. Which leads me to today's fun fact theme: social interaction. Fun fact number 1. Hunger and social isolation correspond. When we're hungry, our midbrain is triggered and drives us to go find food. Crazy enough, when we're lonely, that exact same part of our brain activates, which could be interpreted as we need social interaction just as much as we need food. I'll admit, a leap in thought, but a fun one to think about nonetheless.
How'd you like the taste of freedom? Team reload required.
Tip number 3. Gift your supply. Consider giving a teammate your resupply, if you're well off. Sometimes, a resupply literally only gives you 1 grenade, for example, or something silly like that. It's much better to hand it off in that case. Worst case scenario, someone else just adds 1 grenade and nothing else. Best case scenario, someone gets a lot of extra stuff in exchange for just 1 of your grenades. Also, make sure you communicate verbally. You may think, well, they'll get it if I leave it there. But the truth is, it's much more likely for someone to think, oh, someone still needs their resupply, than it is for them to think, oh sweet, free extra resupply. In the world, good communication is second to none. And just in case you don't believe me there, you're gonna love this next tip. Tip number 4. Introduce yourself. If people respond friendly, you're good to go. Odds are, you're gonna have a good time, even if you get decimated this run. At least, you got decimated as a team. If they respond poorly, or not at all, then you can either decide to leave right away, since you know they might not want to reciprocate, or you know you don't have to bother communicating. And no, them not responding or them being mean says nothing about you. It says something about them. Most people are kind and friendly though, so definitely try this tip out. And whenever you do run into a mean person, remember, they're probably just having a bad day, a bad week, or even a bad life. Distance yourself from them and move on. Or, make a YouTube channel and try to reach these people with positive vibes. So hopefully they break free from their negativity. Just saying. Zooming in on the topic of communication, fun fact number 2. Texting is bad. 80% of everything we communicate is nonverbal, so not words. So things like how you move your hands while you speak, your facial expression, how tense your shoulders are, whether you're making eye contact, but also the tone of your voice, how fast you're speaking, and whether or not you're stuttering, which in turn means when you send a message that reads, depending on your relationship with the other person and their mood, and many more factors, that could be read as, oh, you're here. Or, oh, you're here. So for any serious relationships, the advice is simple. Don't text. Call if you have to, but ideally, meet up. Suffice to say, if you text, you shouldn't be surprised you were misunderstood. If you do have to text though, I would recommend adding emojis. The reason being that they often capture a lot of the nonverbal communication that would otherwise be missed. Good luck out there. Tip number 5. Sentries demand stun grenades. In my opinion, stun grenades augment the sentry build the most when fighting Terminids. The reason being, you can stop enemies in their tracks before they reach your sentries. Kind of like how slowing turrets work in tower defense games. On their own, can be decent, but in tandem, phenomenal. Against Automatons, by the way, this tip is definitely not as relevant. Probably good to mention, the reason I ran the same mission as my last video, just with 2 people, is to show how much easier the game is with teamwork, which I suppose leads me to fun fact number 3. Teamwork always wins. Everyone has strengths and everyone has weaknesses. We can compensate for each other when we're together though, which is knowledge ingrained in us for much longer than you can imagine. A Dutch historian believes we probably survived mammoths and saber-toothed tigers because of it. Winning that survival race required sacrifice, the greatest of sacrifices even. Many of our ancestors got eaten fighting these things. And you could think, why would you fight something like that? Are you stupid? The answer is obvious if you think about it a bit longer. They fought knowing the futility so that the rest of us could live. So we could stab these beasts while they were distracted. That capacity for sacrifice is still with us after so many millennia. That includes in you. If you have kids, you already believe me. If you don't, just give it time. You will. If you're enjoying the fun facts, a like and a sub would help me out a lot. Thank you so much. Also, I promise to upload a more action-heavy video again next week. I just wanted to show that teamwork makes the dream work, and this is one of those missions where executing a good plan is pretty easy. Which leads me to tip number 6, a repeat from last video. Abuse the choke. Learning to identify and control choke points is one of the best shooter game techniques you could possibly have. The reason this mission is crazy easy is because we have 4 sentries staring down this narrow corridor, full time. That's not even counting the 2 of us waiting patiently on our HMG emplacements. So if you ever find yourself running, try to locate a choke point and position yourself in such a way that the enemies have to either retreat or squeeze their way into the choke to get to you. They won't retreat because they're dumb. So have fun blasting them in that narrow corridor. Fun fact number 4. Prejudice is universal. When people say they don't judge a book by its cover, they're being dumb. Everyone, and I mean everyone, judges a book by its cover. It's human nature, a survival mechanism even. Imagine this. You're walking through the woods, butt naked, with maybe a spear to protect you. A bush next to you starts shaking. What do? Do you investigate or do you run? If you investigate, you'll probably end up getting eaten by a tiger. Of course, the shaking bush could just be a rabbit. But if you're smart, then you don't stick around to find out which one it is. And you are smart, by the way, because all our other ancestors, the ones that decided to investigate, they got eaten. You are the offspring of those who understood survival. So the next time you judge someone, before they get a chance to prove themselves, remember that your brain will always do that. So whatever your first opinion is, be sure to recalibrate if the facts turn out to be different. Or, to stay true to the metaphor, it's good to be wary of a shaking bush. Just be sure to put down the spear if it turns out to be a rabbit, not a tiger.
Calling down fortifications.
Those incendiary mines actually did quite some work this mission. Any mine stratagem fans in the chat? Make some noise. Tip number 7. Make small talk. I know. This is a very annoying tip, but it's easily one of the best I could give you. See, during mission downtime, like when you're just running from objective to objective, asking something like, "So, what's up guys? Where you from?" will help you in ways you can't imagine. Let's start by saying, you'll probably end up meeting fun people to play with by doing this. And I'll skip everything in the middle and say, you might end up meeting your new best friends this way. I would add to that, only bother with small talk if at least one person responded well to you introducing yourself. They call it reading the room, I believe. So if the vibe feels good, initiate small talk. If not, why are you there really?
Say hello to democracy.
I'm gonna fast forward to the end here, since it's just this really. Let me hit you with the outro. And also, the last fun fact. Number 5. Prejudice keeps us sane. I mentioned in the previous video that everyone has unique DNA, and is therefore, per definition, unique. So why are we so good at putting people in metaphorical boxes then? If we know this to be genetically inaccurate. A theory I enjoy pondering is that we simply find it too overwhelming to accept that we have to recalibrate and rejudge every single individual for their unique strengths and weaknesses. It's simply too much mental work. It's much easier to say, "Hey Faisal, you're Asian, therefore you must be good at gaming." Much harder is to say, "Hey Faisal, you're Asian, are you good at gaming?" The reason the second one is harder is because you have to take your prejudice, which again, we all have, and then check whether it's accurate. And no, someone having a predefined opinion about you is not racist. It's human. Remember, bush shake might be tiger. Most of us don't have to worry about tigers randomly jumping us anymore though, but we still talk to each other like we do. If you ask me, the art of social interaction and all the joy it brings lies in our willingness to forgive our primal human instincts, like prejudice, and then communicate our way through it. Although this might not fix the world, at the very least, I hope we can agree it'll be a step in the right direction. So how about we start there? His name is Floodlight, and my name is Faisal. Be well, and take care.